Hey guys, in this video I'm breaking down the 7 essential pieces of equipment every crayfish tank needs. I'll walk you through exactly what each one does and how to use it, so by the end of this video you can set up your tank the right way. Let's get into it. So first on the list is substrate. Substrate is simply the material that covers the bottom of your tank, like sand, gravel, or pebbles. And for crayfish, it's way more important than you might think. Unlike fish, crayfish spend nearly all of their time on the bottom. They don't swim much, but instead they can walk, dig, and interact with the ground pretty much all the time. Technically, any substrate will work. When I first started, I used small white pebbles, and it was okay, but I really didn't think that my crayfish was thriving, and as I looked into it, I realized crayfish actually love to dig and burrow. Heavy artificial pebbles don't really allow that, and even though they do work, your crayfish would probably be much more happy and healthy in a substrate where it can move around, such as gravel, sand, or aquasoil even. So if you can, go for a natural, looser substrate like sand or fine gravel. It doesn't have to be as expensive as aquasoil if you don't have that budget. Even simple play sand that's been washed and safe for crayfish is fine. Number 2 on the list is lights. Now, crayfish don't need super bright or fancy lighting, but a basic light is still really important. Having a light will help you see your crayfish, which is really important when feeding or cleaning or introducing new crayfish into a tank. Many lights also come with timers and adjustable colors, so that way you can create night and day cycles and create a more natural, stress-free environment that mimics nature. However, if you just want a cycle that schedules and is automatic, you can also set that up with most aquarium lights. A lot of them come with their own settings and options, so I would definitely recommend having a look. But there's no need to spend heaps either. Just a basic LED aquarium light can also do the job perfectly fine. So make sure you've got a light somewhere so that you'll be able to see your own crayfish and keep plants if you want. Number 3 is the actual tank itself, and specifically tanks with a large floor space. I talk a lot about this in my videos in the past because it's a big deal for crayfish keepers and it's pretty easy to get wrong, which I've learned from my own mistakes. Like I said before, crayfish live on the bottom of the tank, walking, exploring, and digging, etc. This means that you need to prioritize floor space. This doesn't mean you have to go to the store and buy the biggest tank that you can find, but you do want one that's slightly longer and wider, not just taller. A tank with more floor space gives your crayfish more room to move around and stay active. A good rule of thumb is a minimum of 40 to 50 litres or 10 to 13 gallons per single adult crayfish. Number 4 on the list is filters. A filter is one of the most important pieces of equipment in any crayfish tank. It keeps the water clean, removes waste, and prevents toxic ammonia and nitrate from building up, all of which are super important for crayfish health. Crayfish are messy. They produce a lot of waste, especially when eating or molting, so a reliable filter makes a big difference. Most people either use a sponge filter or a hang-on back filter. Sponge filters are cheap and easy to maintain and gentle, which makes them really good for smaller tanks, while hang-on back filters are slightly stronger and better for medium to large tanks. Don't forget to also clean your filter every few weeks. Number 5 is water conditioner. This is something a lot of beginners don't think about, and it's absolutely essential. Tap water might look clean, but it almost always has chlorine and other chemicals that are harmful to crayfish. Water conditioner is a simple liquid that you add to your tank when setting it up or doing water changes. It instantly makes the water safe by neutralizing chlorine or other heavy metals that are poisonous to crayfish. You can find it in almost every aquarium store, and it's very cheap. Just follow the instructions on the bottle and it's just a few drops per liter. Skipping this step is one of the biggest mistakes beginners make. There are lots of different brands of water conditioner that you can buy, but most of the time they pretty much all do the same thing. Number 6 is hiding spots and caves. Crayfish always need somewhere to hide. In the wild, they spend a lot of their time tucked under rocks, logs, or plants. In a tank, your crayfish will look for similar places to feel safe, especially when they molt. Molting is when a crayfish sheds its old shell to grow, and during that time, it's soft, vulnerable, and easily stressed or attacked. Without a good hiding space, it can get seriously hurt or die even just from stress. You don't need anything fancy. You can use a store-bought cave, a piece of driftwood, or even make your own with rocks or a PVC pipe. If you're keeping more than one crayfish together, it's always a good idea to give each one its own hiding spot to prevent fights. Number 7 is a lid, and yes, it is actually important. Crayfish are escape artists. If there's a way out of the tank, they'll find it, and they can climb anything: cords, filters, plants, and even air tubes. A lid helps stop your crayfish from escaping, which could save its life. Escaped crayfish often dry out and die without water. So, if you found this video helpful and want to receive more of the best advice and tips for keeping crayfish, I have heaps of other super useful and helpful videos on my channel, so make sure to check them out. And remember to like, subscribe, comment, and hit the notification bell below.